Okay, I'm back from food from Vietnam's and had enjoyed my Vietnamese soup for and I could not finish the quest that I last left on because time was going down, the folks were getting hungry, the quest was going on for way too long, and well, thankfully the game saved where I last left off. So I really want to finish this thing, and if I'm able to, maybe squash in one or two more things and get it all over with. So let's go. Go! Okay, so it was a rescue mission to go find Officer Ray or whatever. Apparently something about a dark wall on the boundary of the hollow void or whatever it is. And they gave me Jane Doe, Caesar, and Bernice to work with for trial use, and I'm really enjoying using them. Like, especially Bernice, like, damn. And
I knew you'd be the first to find me. Guess taking that chance worked out.
And also, the ethereal hollows have gotten smarter somehow.
But I didn't expect you to get here so quickly. Maybe it's because your bamboo is so short that those guys didn't spot you.
Quickly, it took me an hour and a half to get back.
Makes sense. Having an appearance that doesn't stand out is a survival advantage in Hollow Zero.
I can't believe you're cracking jokes right now. Are you hurt? If you're okay, let's hurry back to the outpost.
Don't worry. I'm more or less in one piece.
And I really wish that this was a regular store-bought game, because in any other case I would have been able to pause and save and be gone, but no. Online gotcha game. Come on, MiHoYo. Hopefully they'll actually commit to that. It would be nice. Like, you could call it Zenless Zone Zero Complete Edition, physical version, something or other. Let's do the same with Genshin 2 while we're at it. And whoever does Wuthering Waves also.
I can't go back to the outpost yet. I have unfinished business here. You're the only person I can count on now. My most trusted independent investigation team captain.
I'm surprised we can't even play as her.
I have a bad feeling about this. You're not assigning me more work, are you?
Relax. You'll be well compensated. As for what I need help with, it's a little complicated. Did you see the recording I left you before you came?
You mean the investigation that Miss Hoshimi Miyabi was part of?
And the one that I also accidentally forgot to unmute myself from.
That's right. Not too long ago, I commissioned Chief Miyabi from Section 6 to track Nineveh's movements. And she stumbled upon an abnormal ether zone.
Yeah, I'm not joking. Whenever I have to go to try and keep unnecessary dialogue from happening through my microphone, I mute the controller so no recording that I don't want doesn't happen. And I, of course, forgot to switch back on, and there was a good minute or two where I was reading dialogue and, well, obviously you wouldn't be able to hear because the mic was muted. I'm a dumbass.
However, she realized that the abnormal zone seems to be connected to the dark wall, and she decided on her own to stop the pursuit.
The dark wall? As in the one at the very edges of the city?
That's the one. The same dark wall that was pushed back by 3 void hunters working together. I never expected that this abnormal ether zone in Hollow Zero would have something to do with it. It's like someone intentionally diverted our attention away from the anomalies at the edges of the city, steering all monitoring and research efforts toward Hollow Zero. That night, I couldn't sleep, so I used some workarounds to access the Institute's confidential database and started comparing fluctuation patterns of the Dark Wall and Hollow Zero. Some of the observation data reports were rather ancient, dating back to the founding of the city. They even seem to be related to the first generation of Void Hunters. But when I tried to download the data, you'll never guess what happened.
What happened?
All the data I was looking at got locked, and at the same time, I received a blank email.
Blank email?
Yep, completely empty. But I think it was a warning to stop digging. After that, my internal account at the Institute started getting frequent error messages. It felt like there was some sort of background program scanning all my research. Meanwhile, the abnormal ether zone in Hollow Zero kept expanding. At that point, I couldn't trust the Institute anymore, at least not the higher-ups. To find answers, I entered the Hollow myself to obtain first-hand data, and I decided to contact you.
So, what do you need me to do?
Finding the truth can wait. Right now, we have a more pressing issue. If my hunch is correct, the Ethereal's abnormal behavior is orchestrated by some powerful being behind the scenes. I'll explain the details once I have the Hollow observation data from here.
Okay, for now, we should retrieve the Hollow observation data nearby. There's an observation point I previously set up nearby. I need to analyze its data, confirm whether my assumptions are correct. Area swarming with Ethereals. We need to deal with them quickly. And basically continue where I left off and actually finish this thing. Yeah. Holy shit, Jane moves freakishly fast compared to the other characters.
Okay. The final act begins now. Hey! Let's have some fun!
Oh god, I love Bernice. Why didn't I start playing this game months ago?
Nice work, Bernice. Oh, not one step further! Sure. I'll keep it burning. Here's a taste of the abyss.
I love that little gremlin laugh that she has.
There's more to battle. And just glory. Okay.
As expected, the results match my previous estimates exactly. I did some calculations before entering Hollow Zero. The results showed that the ether activity here would peak soon. When that happens, it might draw in that powerful being. I'd say its threat level might be on par with Nineveh. No, perhaps even tougher to deal with. After all, it can manipulate Ethereals as its pawns, causing them to behave unpredictably, and that's what's been catching us off guard.
No wonder these Ethereals seem unusually intelligent. They could almost take an IQ test. But what's this entity after anyway?
Its goal is likely to increase the ether concentration here, to set the stage for its own descent.
Descent?
Yes. Just like how some fish can only survive in salt water, that entity needs the surrounding ether to be active enough to move from the depths of Hollow Zero to the outer areas. Increasing the number of Ethereals to amass ether. That's what the entity is trying to do. It'll make its descent when the Ethereal population peaks and the ether activity is at its highest.
So the more there are, the stronger they are.
It's not too late yet. If we can lower the ether activity in this area by eliminating ethereals, we can stop it from manifesting and force it back to where it came from.
Eliminating ethereals. Now that's a job I'm more than familiar with.
This is why you're my most trusted, independent investigator. So easy to work with. Now that we're on the same page, let's get ready to move. The data shows that entity is fast approaching.
So this is where we left off previously when I had to rush out. Da-da-da. Sheesh, Bernice has a good cake. So does Jane. And Caesar's definitely got it more on the ballistic side. Anyway, enough gawking. Uh-oh, they don't look too good.
The final act begins now.
Alrighty.
Unbelievable. Oh, we actually did it. The surrounding ether activity is dropping rapidly. That entity actually backed off. But, oh, it disappeared so quickly. If only it had stayed a little longer, I could have gathered more data. What's with that look? Relax. I'm kidding. If it weren't for your timely arrival, I'd probably be ethereal Chow by now. Thank you, my most trusted independent investigation team captain.
The unbearable weight of trust. Could you give me something less intense next time?
Well, even if you say that, an ace like you is someone I call on only in a crisis, just like this one. To be honest, I had anticipated that the abnormal ether activity might bring trouble, but I didn't expect it to be that particular one. If I'm not mistaken, that corrupted being is the one labeled Geppetto in the database.
Like Pinocchio. It would explain the puppet string-like tendrils that was hovering down below it.
Geppetto. That's its name?
I believe so. I found some of its records when I hacked into the database. A lot of details match the data we just collected. Seems like the higher-ups at the White Star Institute know more than I thought. Perhaps I can access more info if I curb my rebellious streak and act like the obedient little researcher they want me to be.
Wait, you hacked into the database? No wonder you got a warning.
Hey, it was for research purposes. Maybe my methods were a bit extreme, but the results were good. And I even got details on Geppetto. You see, that's what we call the end justifies the means. The fact that I'm still standing here chatting with you after hacking into the database says a lot about the higher-ups' attitude. They still need me to handle things in Hollow Zero, so they're turning a blind eye for now. Bringing back data on Geppetto will make me more useful to them. As for the connection between Hollow Zero and the Dark Wall, I should probably wait until things calm down before looking into it further. Plus, those files on the first-generation Void Hunters really intrigue me. Why would the Institute lock those documents down?
What exactly did you see in the database? I'd like to know the details.
Unfortunately, it was just bits and pieces. I'll need time to work through it and verify it. I'll let you know once I have concrete conclusions. After all, there aren't many people I can trust these days, you being one of them. Don't worry. I'll tell you as soon as I have more information. My most trusted, independent investigation team captain.
You could shorten the name there, honey. I'm just saying.
Wait, what are you planning to do? Don't tell me you're going to hack into the database again.
Oh, don't you worry about it. I'm simply planning to return to the outpost and do some perfectly normal research. But just the thought of having to deal with all those questions and paperwork once I get back is giving me a headache. And since I went into Hollow Zero without permission, the higher-ups will be furious. Even if they don't fire me, I'll be writing self-reflection reports for a month. Ugh. All I want is to analyze the data on Geppetto. I don't have time for all that.
Not the most threatening name for an interdimensional monster. Puppeteering abilities or not.
By the way, do you happen to have a self-reflection report template I can use? If you do, please send me a copy.
Writing self-reflection reports isn't part of my job. You're on your own.
All right. I was just joking. I'll have my Bang-Boo take care of trivial stuff like this. It's used to working overtime after my training. So, my most trusted independent investigation team captain, it's time to take our data back to the outpost. Don't worry, I'll take full responsibility this time. The glory of being a hero is all yours.
Okay, so are we done? Probably not. Wait, what was that? Routine cleanup task. Victoria's Housekeeping presents special service voucher. Huh. I wonder what that's for. I think it has to do with the maids, I guess. Okay, talk to Captain Roland. Ray filled me in. If I'm being honest, we couldn't have managed without you. If you hadn't acted fast and stopped more ethereals from emerging, things could have been much worse. On behalf of the Defense Force, I thank you. Your contributions will not be forgotten. That's going a little overboard. I'm not only saying this out of politeness. In the Defense Force, we actually have a contribution list. I'll make sure your name is on it. It's an honor you deserve. People on this list are by no means ordinary. Defense Force meticulously records their life stories, from the moment they make outstanding contributions until their glorious final sacrifices. That gives me mixed feelings. Giving praise is not my strong suit. Please bear with me. Anyway, back to your latest investigation. The existence of a corrupted capable of controlling other ethereals is truly bizarre. That thing's called Geppetto, right? Yep. Good, I'll remember that name. It certainly caused us no small amount of trouble and is a formidable foe. I need to come up with a summary of this operation and formulate corresponding defensive strategies. Can't let the surrounding ether activity continue to increase. We'll need to dispatch more investigation teams into the Hollow soon and organize a battlefront purge to clear out the ethereals. Maybe I can help. You're every bit as capable as the investigator Ray selected. However, you just completed a rescue mission and might be a bit fatigued. You should rest up first. You rest at the outpost and recalibrate the HDD system. Everything is functioning normally and you're ready to participate in a battlefront purge. Finally done reporting in. Thankfully, higher-ups didn't overreact. They've simply followed protocol to hold me accountable for leaving my post without permission. It seems the intel we brought back is incredibly valuable. I owe that to you. Be more cautious next time, woman. Yes, of course. Now that I have a reliable ally like yourself, I can relax a little. Oh, and take this. This is some of the plans contains corrupted files. It's a data card. Interesting. Don't worry, it's nothing suspicious, just some discarded documents of mine. Any content of value has been destroyed in accordance with the Institute's regulations. Now it can't even be read, nothing but useless junk. Feel free to toss it in the clutter pile. We definitely won't need it. What are you up to? I'm just giving you some worthless scraps as a keepsake, nothing more. I still say something's off. It's good to be skeptical, but being overly suspicious might keep you up at night. Try to trust me a bit more. After all, you're the independent investigator I trust the most. Yeesh. They want me to talk to him. They want me to do that. That's a lot of polychromes. Okay, before I do those, I'm gonna make a pit stop. Wait, what's that? So, wait, can I do all that shit now? Would be nice. Now what? Go to the Reverb Arena and look for Hetty. Where the heck am I? Madge, you're a bit late. Is it because you're busy lately? I'm a bit busy. You're a little busy? Alright, no way. Oh no. Oh, no matter how busy we get, we can't completely neglect the business of random play, right? As a manager, you need to take more responsibility. Have I really been planting stones all along? Having a promoter here helps attract more customers. But if we can only rely on the visits of neighbors, friends, and the occasional passerby who strolls into the store, the business won't grow. Don't you have any plans to personally promote random play and attract more new customers? Sounds like you do. Actually, a few days ago, Belle and I met a small advertising agent here, and we've already picked up some great videotapes to put on the shelves. In Reverb Arena, a great place where the passion and interest of reduced citizens converge, the random play promotional event is now ready. Now please go to Reverb Arena and recommend movies to our customers and promote our video store. Sounds like he's being blackmailed. Customers are starting to line up. We need to open up the store quickly. Please listen to what the customers say and suggest appropriate videotapes. These two are regulars, so they may help practice a bit. Once the recommendation practice mode ends, you can start welcoming actual customers and make some recommendations. Let's practice a little, blah, 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 blah. Once they arrive. Clara, registered. $5,170. The Heartbeat, family film. Child with congenital heart disease falls into a hollow. His mother disregards the advice of a hollow investigator and forces her way into a hollow to save her child, only to lead on her son. We won her the best actress award. My voice can't be that different from the Astra Yaos, right? Oh yeah, she's the more recent character they gave out. Is there a movie for me to smoothly and naturally snuggle into my girlfriend's arms while we watch it? One with a dim atmosphere. Sounds like a horror film. Port Peak. Heard of this one. Let's go with it. Have a wonderful evening. Practice time is over. Time to start making official recommendations, manager. Okay, so it's something that happens daily. Popular movies. Rain. '18 can help point out the right choice. Snap. That must be it. Because he mentioned Monica. Take it to Astra. Ooh, it's Seth. I have him in my agent list. Always felt like I've taken care of starting from way back. I've been taken care of. Then I met a strange rat Theron senior and the two seniors from work who still treat me like an intern. I want to be a public security officer who can stand on my own handling hollow disasters and helping everyone. So, before people can trust me, do you have any similar stories I can borrow to watch? Yeah, it's looking like Rookie's Guide to me. Even if I got caught up in time travel and must barely tackle all the challenges, no problem. I feel like I could do that. It's also fine not to go time traveling. Kote. I hate my job. Just vanished on the way to find me. To have something that would make me happy over the weekend. Oh, he won't help, would he? I'll go with disappearing elevator. This is it. If troublesome clients could disappear for days after calling to say it, I'm at your company's elevator. I shouldn't be saying this, but I'd be happy about it just to myself. Always feel free to be happy, please. Poloff. Ugh, the guy with the awful hairdo. Looks like friggin' broccoli or something. Or a mushroom. I'll try don't touch. Yep. Enjoy movie. It's Billy. Hey, Proxy, do you still have that movie with Miss Monica? You know which one. I had one, and finally managed to get her autograph. But Nicole just flipped it for high price. It's probably this one. Yep. I was tempted to say Starlight Knight, knowing how obsessed he is with it, with that franchise, but it did not mention Monica. So that's the one. As I felt, I knew you, as a fellow, would have it in stock. Once I get the autograph this time, I will lock it up with my other collectibles. Not really your fellow. Magical Nanny. Right. I'd like to get an adventure story meant for kids just to encourage her. I don't know. That actually did it. Just as brave as the protagonist in that movie. That was a lucky guess. I'm surprised I got it. Ooh, it's Evelyn. I'm still pulling for that character. Oh. Astra just told me she's a bit worried about being kidnapped and asked me to find a movie about abductions. It's great that she's aware, but I can't help wondering if this is some kind of hint for her next runaway plan. Proxy, you're not planning to help her out with this, right? She went for the elevator. If Miss Yao asked to borrow it, could you maybe tell her it's out of stock? Are you asking me to lie? The customers have all left with their recommended tapes. Manager can finally take a break. Wise looks today's movie selection is quite popular. If the customers have got what they need, we can start preparing to close up. Perfect recommendation. Ugh. So we did it. So we'll just come back and do more of these. I kind of like it. Nice little logic riddle. Or series of logic riddles. High-risk zone prone to hollow disasters. Do not enter. Just a storage room. Thought someone was going to use the sign here to look off the hollow disaster. Now it's more likely we're going to use the hollow disaster to stash away their stored property. So careless, it would only stop those who follow the rules. Enter now. Forget it. I'll bring EOS next time. It's more professional. Recording of a bar owner snoring in her sleep. Okay. Skate ramp. Bring Belle here to practice more on weekends. Can't go in there. Can't go in there either. Getting a lot of stuff. Come back later. Yeah, I can only do one per day. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not going back to the HDD just yet. Astra Yao's past. I am thinking of possibly holding off on these and do as much as I can with the main plot before I do anything else. Travis. Business is doing pretty good. Thank you. Here's a customer today. Think of it as an on-site inspection. Please treat me as you would a customer. Hot-blooded adventure where the good guys teach the bad guys a lesson. Hot-blooded adventure. That's an unexpected choice, but it makes sense. I never would have guessed a Starlight Knight. Thought you'd recommend a more adult action thriller. Starlight Knight is an action thriller, too. You're right, take it back. Only a video store can gauge their customers' preferences accurately, and I always struggle to keep up with the trends. That's why I'm here to borrow videotapes. I'd lose a bunch of customers who love Starlight Knight if I went purely on my own judgment. Thorough market research is needed before picking new stock. Like you guys, you seem to understand the market. You even hire promoters. I got held up by your promoter for quite a while just now. I nearly blurted out that I was the supplier of the films they mentioned. Does promoting like that actually increase the store's revenue? Absolutely. Oh, that's the second surprise I've heard today. Seriously, you're sure? I'm sure. If that's the case, I'd like to become a part-time promoter too. Huh? Don't be like that. If your business prospers, so does mine. Plus, I can get feedback on the video. I can't speak. Plus, I can get feedback on the videotapes directly from the customers. I can support your business while collecting data for my market research. That's two birds with one stone. It's decided then. Let me know when you need a promoter. I should be able to help out as long as I'm not in the middle of restocking. You can now promote videos. Nice. Nothing for romance yet. Nope. No romance. Ah, polychromes. Just what I needed. Don't look the same. No, they're definitely different. What's different? Take a look from me. Is this a Denny? It's an HIA coin. I don't know where it came from, but it was in my purse. Could it be from the change I got at the convenience store the other day? I'll have to ask them. No, those three rabbit robots are tricky. They'll never admit it if I just go up and ask. Alright, young man, take this coin. Can you ask for me? Yes, sure. Ay. Little Mercy's the cutest dog of all. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. He's a very, very, very busy boy. Oh, there's a coin in there, is there? Interesting. Laziness can be trendy too. Yes, it can.
ingredients are the freshest in the morning. Come.
Oh, not to your liking. Next time I'll have something that better suits your taste.
Okay, well, I'm not doing the internaut thingamajig just yet. I'm gonna go back to the outpost. Mr. Independent Investigator, we meet again. I heard there's a new mission. That's right, Defense Force is currently running an urgent mission inside Hollow Zero that needs reinforcements. Your team is on our top of choices. Can you tell me the details? Of course. Essentially, the outpost has recently decided to reinstate its plan to explore Arpeggio Fault from 2 years back. Arpeggio Fault? Correct. It's a deep ravine on the edges of Hollow Zero with unstable gravity and a large volume of floating land masses. Despite its complex geography, it's a shortcut to the old capital, so the main goal of exploring is to build an observation station inside the area. Okay. But the plan soon encountered obstacles not long after it started. The self-piloting logistics mechs were attacked several times by unknown monsters, suffering serious damage. We're lucky there weren't any civilian casualties, but due to the lack of eyewitness accounts, we still don't have any reliable intel on the identity of the monster. To ensure security on the site, the observation station has suspended construction, and the Obsidian Division has sent someone over to investigate. How come it's not Hollow Special Operations? I don't know the details behind that, I'm sorry. However, I can tell you, it's the result of negotiations from multiple departments. Anyway, because your Bang Boo Navigator performed so well, we were hoping you could help with this specialist get into the Arpeggio Fault depths as soon as possible to retrieve monster data. Got it, that's my wheelhouse. Excellent, in that case, I won't step on any toes when it comes to the rest of the mission details. Please speak in person with the individual in charge of the investigation. She just went out to chaperone some other members on the investigation squad. If you head near the entrance to the outpost right now, you should be able to see her. Chaperone? You'll learn more about that soon enough. Oh, it's Soldier 11. Well, you join the mission, you become a soldier. Starting from now, no more whispering is allowed. Soldier 11, what are you doing here? That's my line. Ochre Comet Tail, super spicy curry at the cafeteria, blah 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 blah. Did you come by just to get some? Actually, I'm an independent investigator. I see, so this is your real identity. If you're cut out to work for this outpost, it's no wonder you can rival Faithin with your skills. Because I am faith in you, you dunce. Soldier 11, can I call you just 11? I like you a lot, but you're a little dense. Captain Roland said he'd find someone skilled in exploring hollows to aid me in this mission. Would that be you? Yes, I think so. It's been a long time since I've seen you at work. I was actually worried about some amateurs getting pulled in on this mission, but it seems my worries were unfounded. Are you talking about the Bang Boo? Yeah, the captain filled you in about the Arpeggio fault. It's very narrow terrain, and unknown monsters lurking in there have attacked transport robots several times. Best choice in this situation is to create a small and stealthy squad, so Bang Boo would be perfect in terms of size and mobility. But this is urgent, and we can only prioritize Bang Boo across a few channels. Their awareness and understanding of what makes a soldier is not the best. Look at you here, I hope you can set a good example for them. Yes, officer. Great, looks like we can get started with the mission. Captain Roland hopes that we can head to the investigation station at the bottom of the fault surface first and provide urgently needed supplies to the people stationed there. They'll have to retreat from the hall if they don't get supplies, which would be a huge loss. Don't worry, we could train these overactive rookies on the way over while we dig up clues about the monsters. Hey, you're here. Since the Geppetto incident, we've worked to reconnect with all checkpoints. Meanwhile, soldiers are clearing out the surrounding ethereals. How's it going? Your intervention has left the ethereals leaderless, reducing them to a disorganized mob. That said, their numbers remain overwhelming, and there are a few highly dangerous ones roaming nearby. We must eliminate them quickly to prevent further escalation. But securing our defensive lines first may slow the cleanup. I'll lend you a hand. Oh, and you have suitable investigators who can assist with the cleanup? Perfect. We'll assign teams to focus on group sweeps, while your investigation unit can handle the stragglers. I'll mark the highly dangerous targets for you, assign the right combat personnel to the perpetrator battle to take them down. Yay! Now to enter the vault, I think. Yeesh, that looks creepy. Mystery of Arpeggio Fault. Total of 5 areas. Start exploring from the first area. Five stages. Enter when ready. Explore as far down the Arpeggio as fault as much as possible and reach the bottom. Pressure and corruption will not affect your exploration. Squad will accumulate XP, steadily enhancing the abilities. Accumulate by defeating enemies upon reaching 100 experience points. You will gain a sub-strategy. Get to the very bottom. Combat here is done directly on the monitor array. Your attack is shown at the top right corner. So not the normal type of gameplay, it's more Okay, this is weird. Hmm. 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 Okay. Demolition toolbox randomly generates 5 explosions within 7 tiles. Okay. This is certainly not what I expected to play, but it's interesting. Select mode here. More Crimson Silk can be obtained in challenging mode. Affects Crimson Silk. Unable to recruit agents. I'll go at normal. Okay, so agents.
Andy, reporting in.
Okay. So I need more contribution points. Can't go up there. Okay, got a whole bunch of stuff. Do I want to... 300 is like too much. I can't blow any of this up, can I? Might as well. Here, nearby lies heaps of autonomous robots that once transport supplies in astonishing numbers. All these robots wear bare marks of attack and the ground is in disarray. Strangely, all these robots' storage holds are empty. Items they carried have disappeared except for one overturned in a puddle with a square package next to its open storage hold. Dampened ether explosives. Can no longer be detonated. And there's some chunks of it poking from out of the package. Soldier, how'd you discover this place? Sensed a strong electronic signal from leftover components around here, so I couldn't resist coming over. You may return to your team. I admit that we found an important clue with your help, but as a soldier, it is inadvisable to act without reporting to a superior, so let's not do that again. I see. Your name seems to be number 4412. Well then, number 4412, you can return to your team. The bamboo bounds off to join its other companions. Oh, it's you. Why didn't you call me by my code name? It takes a lot of energy trying to remember your name, but right now I'm busy with other tasks and I don't have the energy for that. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Do you think it's wrong for me to criticize that clever bamboo instead of praising it? It's just new around here and needs encouragement. If it was any other situation, I'd give it encouragement, but we're performing an extremely dangerous investigation, and only soldiers in lockstep with command can carry out an effective campaign. It's a smart little guy with the potential to be a good soldier. Alright, this is just a minor hiccup, like when we left the Hollow before. Let's go over the discoveries with a fine-tooth comb. A group of transport robots have evidently been attacked in the area where we found them, and they were completely annihilated. There were some suspicious aspects, too. I think you must be talking about those damp ether explosives. I just confirmed with the captain that the transport robots were the ones carrying those explosives, and they were trying to carve up a route deep into the vault. There's nothing particularly unusual about explosives, but what's strange is that most of the ether explosives being transported by the robots seem to have gone missing. Ether explosives are highly incombustible. If a standard ethereal attacks one of the robots, I don't think they'll be walking away in one piece. Maybe the attackers took off with the explosives. Maybe the explosives were already gone before the attack. We can't be sure just yet. All we can do is keep looking for more clues inside the vault. Get ready to go. We're still only halfway down to the investigation station at the bottom, so we better speed things up. What's the matter? Still studying the data on the abnormal ether zone. If you'd like to check the research log, feel free to access yourself. Back to the vault. They really chalked up a whole bunch of modes for this game. They really did. I'm honestly impressed. Nine.
Andy, reporting in.
Okay, so... $70. 19. 50. 30. 25. 'I can only go with Neko, so I might as well. Now, why wouldn't she come in, I wonder? Uh-oh. Nothing I can do here. Well, I'm boned. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I failed on that one. Failed miserably.
Andy, reporting it.
Okay, got another bamboo. Can't break through this wall, huh? Head on to the next door. So the dungeons are slightly random. Hello, officer from the Defense Force. So you're here to look into the monster incident, right? This camp's safe for now, so don't worry. We'll stay vigilant. Keep in mind our lesson from the failed Arpeggio fault exploration 2 years ago. About the failed expedition. Seems you may not be fully informed about the situation back then. 2 years ago, the Institute took the lead in organizing a fault exploration advance team. That investigation ended in tragic failure, although most investigators miraculously survived the hollow. The special corruption severely affected their memories. As a result, we still don't know what happened inside the hollow at the time. By the way, did you see that strange turbulent corridor area over there? The ground is much more fractured there than other areas. That area doesn't look naturally formed. I wonder if it's related to the incident from 2 years ago. I'll give you this photo. Perhaps you'll be investigating that area later. Some kind of broken bridge or something. Turbulent corridor in the Arpeggio fault. Says the number of fault fragments severely damaged and not naturally formed products of hollow changes. Okay, much better than last time, where I kind of blundered it. Into the depths. $21.
The cutting hairs, now open for business.
That's a lot of dough. That's where I think I'm supposed to go. Hmm. Ah, I forgot the stuff that was right there. Damn it, I'm an idiot. I guess it doesn't matter too much so long as I just get down there anyway, right? So... Yep, randomized level structure.
The cunning hairs. Now, Andy, reporting in. The cunning hairs.
Finally, some supplies. Construction of the investigation has been significantly delayed. Team for the attack on the autonomous robot, right? Thanks, Super. Thank you for bringing us the essential supplies. Now we can continue the investigation station. Take a moment to rest here and help get the remaining autonomous robots up and running. Wait, as in like Autobots? Uh-oh. That don't look good. Leave this mech to me. 11. Sure, there's nothing hidden. Okay. Beat up the giant robot. At least I think it was a giant robot. Hard to tell. Looks like he returned safely to the outpost. Vermilion sunset afterglow. Okay, she's just doing that to screw with us now, isn't she? I can rest easy now. Are you okay? As you can see, I'm fine, except my blade is a little blunt from battle, that's all. Completely dismantled that mech from before. Don't worry, I left its AI core behind and Captain Roland is currently analyzing it. Judging by the model of the mech, you're right. Now that the truth has been revealed, there's no need for me to hide it anymore. You asked Captain Roland before why the Defense Force took over this investigation. Actually, it was precisely because we suspected from the start that the ambush was carried out by armed mechs from the rebels. The rebel scum, they will not get away with this. Consider this hypothesis confirmed. Judging from the state of corruption this mech is in, it must have been roaming around the Hollow for quite some time. Therefore, we can surmise the rebels have made no recent plans against us, and these mechs are leftovers from an old campaign. But then again, how did these mechs get inside the Arpeggio Fault, and why did they ambush a transport mech? These are all questions worth investigating further. You have my complete and undivided support. Thank you. You're a reliable partner, just like my companions in the Defense Force. Now we've sorted all that out, there's only one thing left to resolve. Are you talking about number 4412? Correct. It's been our savior, but how could it possibly know about secret equipment that the garrison troops haven't even seen? Miss Ray's looking into its identity. Let's go see how they are progressing. Hello, Mr. Independent Investigator and Miss Special Dispatch Officer. You can call me Soldier 11. No problem. I'm not a big fan of red tape anyway. You're here to inquire about the investigation into this Bang Boo, aren't you? Well, I just so happen to have a few interesting results for you. I'm all ears. First off, regarding his identity, it's called number 4412. The HIA recommended it. Over past year, it's been doing hollow guidance work and rescues. It's extremely capable. However, I discovered his serial number has been forged. Judging by the original number, it once belonged to White Star Institute, and logs indicate it disappeared 18 months ago on the eve of retirement. Last case it worked on was a failed Arpeggio Fault exploration plan from a couple years ago. And that means this Bang Boo. Exactly, it must have visited the investigation station at the bottom of the surface fault 2 years ago. It might just know more about the surroundings here than we do. In theory, once the investigation was shut down, it should have cleared all sensitive data before its retirement. However, he escaped and secretly retained copies in its memory banks. Don't delete my memory. I didn't mean to run away. These memories are very important to me. I have things to do. What are you going to do? Don't look at me with those puppy dog eyes. I'm not some cold-blooded mad scientist. Rules are rules, but this is an outpost, and taking care of Hollow Zero is our top priority. Everything else is negotiable. Well, if this kind of behavior were to occur within the ranks of Defense Force, of course, it would be considered an unforgivable betrayal. But number 4412 is not a soldier, and while it might be my subordinate right now, I do not have the authority to punish it. Looks like we've reached an understanding. So, 4412, if you can confess, you won't be punished as harshly as you can imagine. I'll tell you everything. My master at the Institute was Aloin Mystic. She was a researcher in that advanced team you mentioned. On my last day, my master was carrying out a mission and was supposed to take me out with her, but she did everything really strange and left me outside the hollow. And just as she was going to leave, she told me, oh yeah, I've still got the voice recording of that time. Sorry for giving you this name. From now on, please forget about me. That's a strange thing to say. Sounds ominous. Then she never came back again. I asked around about her everywhere, but I'm just a bang boo. Nobody told me what happened. Everyone just said she was missing. And later I learned they wanted to delete my memory and send me somewhere else to work, so I fled. My master, something must have happened to her. I have to know what happened to her, why she said that to me, and so I can't lose my memory now. And later on, I landed this job with the HIA. Once I learned about the Arpeggio fault being investigated here, I figured out a way to return. I don't mind if you delete my memory bank so long as I've been investigated what's happened to my missing master. It really is impressive for a Bang Boo to have such determination and awareness. But, number 4412, it's not because you're a Bang Boo that nobody told you the truth. It's because nobody actually knows what happened. I heard in that incident back then, survivors lost their memories. Correct, very severe corruption mainly impacting the brain. Due to vast data losses deep in the vault, we can only speculate from their injuries that they encountered a dangerous ethereals attack. It's a miracle they survived. Any investigation to the cause of their accident is beyond the scope of this mission. However, there are plenty of question marks around that accident back then, and if the cause is not identified, then the fault will always pose a safety hazard. Miss Ray, seeing as it has experience exploring around here, should be able to help us out. Can it stay with my squad? Of course, you guys take it and I'll report things to the Institute. I'll fight to get it dealt with in a favorable manner. Thank you very much, I'll do my best. Crimson Soul Hunter, now that everything has been taken care of, we should get ready to head off. Next up, we have to go to the old observatory area. Our primary target is still the investigation of the rebel mechs, but I trust there are plenty of clues left behind there by the advanced team. Oy. 17 days. Jesus. I would like to do more, if I have enough, I would like to, get more signals. Ah, not even close. I think I'll do a little bit, one or two, as much of this as I can, and then I'm gonna hit the sack.
The cunning hairs.
Health back. I needed that. Ninth letter R. Not sure what all this means. Appears that the place was once used by researchers from the White Star Institute. No signs of an attack. Left behind all over the place, as if left in a hurry. Papers are scattered in a corner. It has been confirmed the fourth laboratory has been located within the vault. Therefore, it is unanimously agreed dispatching an advanced team to recover the special etheric matter is urgent, as the vault is a key location for the Institute. Key for the entry must only be kept by the team leader and must not be lost. Nothing on the back. So far, so good. The Shallows.
Andy, report. The cutting hairs.
So far, Nicole's been pretty good because she gets a huge attack bonus from all the coins I got. It must be my internet. Well, that was a good use of that. Well timed, I would say. Perhaps a little too late, but whatever. It worked out. not enough polychromes. I've got 40, so...
If you need any help, just say the word.
I will go with Caesar. Well worth the saving. That was a waste. Yeah, that was a bad one.
The cutting hair.
Something glimmered from deep within the rubble. Moving the stones aside, found a small tablet with its screen cracked from impact. Tried to use a portable power source to charge the tablet. Luckily, it powers on. As soon as the login screen pops up, Fairy has already cracked the password before you can react. Wait a second, wasn't there a password? How'd you get past it? Forget it. Now's not the time to get into that. Let's just check what's inside. Tablet with terminal with a shattered screen. Standard smart device used by White Star Institute. Several messages found in the tablet's inbox. Alowin, it's been half a month. Have you found the key to our storage room? If you can't find it yourself, ask your colleagues. Alowin, please find the key to the storage room as soon as possible. Mom needs it urgently. If you can't find the key, Dad has called the locksmith. Take leave and go home on that day. Mom misses you. 4412. Just like the number on the Bang Boo.
If you need any help, just say.
That was lucky. I'll go with the wall breaker. More useful. Okay, get me out of here. Ugh, crap. Parents who snore so loudly they vibrate the house is such an annoyance. Ugh. Okay. $31. That doesn't get me much.
If you need any
Caesar was
help,
pretty
just say
good,
no.
so I'll stick with her. Well, that's not gonna get me anything, so fuck that. Officer, apologize for the trouble. I seem to have lost my communicator. Terrain here is so rough, must have fallen during a bump. Let me help. I'm gonna go missing. This is real trouble. Thank you so much, officer. By the way, I heard you're investigating the monster incidents. I actually found a strange map earlier and wasn't sure what to give it to. I'll go get it now. Okay. Return the item. My communicator, thank you. This is a map I found just now. Hope it's helpful to you. A building blueprint found in the Arpeggio vault. Dull damage shows the text 4th laboratory level B1 in the corner of the paper. There's a circled wall with hasty small writing nearby saying, due to key operation failure, change to demolition plan. Ah, I missed something right there. Shit. You made it, Cinnabar pigment jelly. Found quite a few clues around the old observatory and thought you might want to be willing to tell me some of the hidden info they contain. I'd like to get your take on things. I also need you to give me a few ideas, so let's get started. About the White Star Institute documents. Miss Ray has verified the veracity of this document. It's a paper dossier from 2 years back when the advanced survey team took down into the Hollow. At the time, they were preparing a visit to the ruins of the White Star Institute's 4th laboratory deep down into the vault to try and retrieve special etheric matter kept there. Security clearance for underground vault down inside the lab is very high, but luckily it's a White Star asset, so anyone with the correct key card should be able to get in. I discovered that the advanced team didn't take back any of the etheric matter stored in there, judging by the progress of their exploration. I don't think they even made it to the area. About the tablet we found. Seeing as you helped me find out what was stored in there, I've decided not to ask for the time being how exactly you cracked it. What we know is it belonged to number 4412's master, Alwyn Mystic, and there's a series of messages on the tablet that probably came from her mother. Despite receiving a whole stack of messages, Alwyn never replied once. Not on good terms with her mother, I suppose. I don't have the right to talk about anything related to family matters. About the map at the research base. Miss Ray said that this thing was suspicious because it's been blown up and printed from stolen security imagery. B2 is highlighted on the map, which is also the location of the vault. What's more concerning... was it Fault or Vault? I think it was Fault. What's more concerning is that small print on the top, switching plan to demolition due to a failed key operation. Has someone been trying to take over the research base? Seems so. With these clues, we might be able to piece together the truth about what happened 2 years ago. At the time, the advanced team was heading to the ruins of the 4th laboratory, but they weren't the only explorers down there. Others were also lurking inside the vault. Failed key operation. Don't you get the feeling like we just heard the word key a lot? Something's off about those messages. Agreed. Why ask your workmates for the key to your own house? And besides, if you can't open up the storage room, just give it a stiff kick. Don't inject your own solution into the equation. Sorry. Anyway, this would all make sense if this was some kind of code. For example, Alwyn was carrying out a key operation to try and find the key to the research base's vault, but when she couldn't, she had to to switch the mission to a demolition job. Aloe and the spy. Correct, we're still lacking hard evidence, but the probability is exceedingly high. I have to chat with Captain Roland and his team about this discovery. As for number 4412, could I please task you with explaining everything to it? But for it, this news is going to... Are you worrying it's going to feel hurt? I came back here to try and learn the truth, no matter what that might look like. It sought it out itself. If it really cannot accept a cruel twist of fate here, then it's better if it spins a fantasy of its own. Plus, we don't know what's coming up next in the Hollow, so I need my squad to all be mentally prepared. It won't be so weak. However, I hope you understand that I'm not just pushing this nasty job onto you. I believe things will sound best coming from you. What's the matter? Still studying the data on the abnormal log. Check the research. Despite being a little fidgety, you fill in number 4412 with all the details. So it's like that, I understand. Spy, it's only a word I've heard in movies before, but I think I got what it means. Even though my master was a researcher at the Institute, she could also work for others. I heard there was a serious accident in the Hollows, all that terrible stuff. Did my master do all that? It's not quite clear yet. I know, thank you for telling me this. I'm sorry, you must be upset. I'm just a bang boo. It doesn't matter to a bang boo whether your master is good or bad. However, if humans frown or raise their voices at her, I can experience electrical fluctuations in my circuitry. How do you see your master in your eyes? I'm just a bang boo. Could a bang boo feelings be of any help in your search for the truth? Of course, I hope you can tell me. Alright, if you can do me a little favor. My master, I always heard people say she was an extremely unassuming person. Neither tall nor short as she was, people were always forgetting her name or her appearance. Her test scores were average, but she could always get the mission done. When the Institute assigned me as her bang boo, I felt as though she hated me. She seldom asked me for help and never really talked much with me, whether we went out. I would sometimes blue screen then just wake up back at home. But she never reported any of my issues to the Institute, nor told me anything about what happened. This inconspicuous person who steadily plugs away safely at things that just sounds right for someone who seems like a spy. That blue screen downtime was her handiwork to avoid anyone witnessing her secret mission or contact, right? It's okay, go on. I think she's never been happy. She only revealed a hint of relief when she was selected to be in the advanced team. Later on during training, she seemed to get along better with the others, and I can even remember the sound of her laugh, but every time she laughed, it would be followed by sighs when we got back home. Later on, we started doing missions. Human heartbeat elevates when entering a hollow, including my master's. Everyone else returned back to normal after a few days, but my master's heartbeat remained very high. I started to get worried. Then came the day she said that weird thing. Has she ever mentioned the origin of your name before? No, but my master picked out the name number 4412 for me. It's one of the few things she's given me, and I like it. Back then, I really wanted to ask her, but her pulse and blood pressure were both soaring. Never seen her like that before, and I was really worried, so I didn't say anything. That's all I know. Please forgive me. As a Bang Boo, my understanding of such things is extremely limited. I hope you're feeling a little better now. I heard the next mission is going to get started. Please let the squad leader know that I'd like to join the operation and can help her out. Even if my master is bad, I just want to learn everything I can about her. Number 4412 bounds off back to the other Bang Boo. Very good, emissary of the Carmine Crescent. Oh, Lord. You have completed your mission perfectly. How long have you been eavesdropping? That wasn't eavesdropping. I just happened to see you on my way back. Captain Roland and Miss Ray understand the situation and will keep providing support for us. The next AI core from before has almost been completely analyzed. The next phase of the mission is about to begin. We're heading out soon to the outpost beacon, which will also be the site of our next long-term observation station. Rest up, we'll be hitting the road soon. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not gonna do the next piece of the Arpeggio vault because I'm tired and it's late. And I don't want to wake anyone up, so... So, I'm gonna continue some more tomorrow and do as much as I can then. Oh boy, game is really going on longer than I expected. So many modes, so many errands, but hey, at least I'm invested. Far more than the other game I attempted to play that was live service. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut it off for tonight, and I'll continue on with the Arpeggio stuff tomorrow, among everything else internet related, and hope to God the game will be merciful and give me Evelyn, because I would like that to happen. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight. See y'all later. Hopefully tomorrow morning.